Morning YouTubers, and welcome to my little channel. I've got something really special for you today. Narrowboat Signwriter Adam Makowiecki has been kind enough to let me spend a day with him and film him, and I found it really interesting, so I hope you do too. There's already a bit of industry going on the towpath today. Adam's already down there setting out his lettering. As you'll see, there's a lot of prepping goes on before you even think of getting a paintbrush out. Adam's already scaled out the lettering and sketched them on paper, and he's done something else as well down the lines of the lettering, which I'll let Adam explain to you. He's got chalk in like a little cloth bag that he's dabbing around the lines. Is there a load of pinpricks in there, Adam?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got this tool I'll show you afterwards. You can just use a pin, but it's quicker with this. They're like pins on a wheel, and you wheel it along like that. It's called pouncing. It's the pounce wheel or the pounce method. I don't know where that name comes from. But I think signwriters have been doing it like this forever, as far as I know. But there's other techniques as well. You can like scribble chalk all over the back of the paper and then put it on and just draw around the letter.
Like tracing?
Yeah.
See the lines where you set out where you're putting the letters? Is that chalk as well?
These ones?
Yes, it.
This is China grass. It's a type of crayon, but it's in theory the paint, you can paint over it and it's not going to upset the paint. Sometimes it's not ideal. They vary quite a lot. One of them, there's not much left of these, but one of them yesterday the paint was getting a bit caught on, so. But yeah, if you use pencil or something, the paint doesn't stick to it properly, whereas with this, they're oil-based and the paint sticks to it.
So they still call this signwriting, even though it's on a narrowboat?
Yeah, definitely. I think the tradition is that in the UK, probably Europe, it's called signwriting, and in America it's called sign painting.
I suppose it started off with like the companies, like people writing their signs on the side of the boats.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, when you have the coal dealers and people transporting stuff around the country, you have the name of the company, really fancy, and then gradually a sort of quite a specific style developed. Now you still see that sometimes on boats, but a lot of the time it's more modern or simple. Like this is going to be quite a modern style, graphic style.
Here's an example of the old style signage that Adam mentioned. Do you mix them, or do they come up as like a set colour?
You can mix them, but this company that do most of the sign writing colours, they have quite a good selection, but depends what you want. You can mix up a colour. But today I'm using white, and I'm just going to put a tiny drop of black in, which just helps the opacity. You end up needing less coats. You've just got the tiniest drop. Especially as it's only for the first coat, won't matter if it goes a little bit grey because I'll paint over it later in white. And then you need to add some thinners, some white spirit to get it to the right consistency, and then as you're going you just have to, every 5 minutes or so, have to keep adding just a little bit of white spirit because it starts to evaporate, and you've just got to keep it nice and smooth so you can work with it with the brush. Nice. So these are the brushes, they're called Chisel Writers. They've got very flat ends which you use to get the sharp corners and the straight lines.
I see.
But we've got to look after them really carefully, so we keep a bit of oil. It's called Coltsfoot oil. It's made from cows' hoofs or feet. Keep that on them when you're not using them to keep the shape and any paint that might be left in there to stop that drying. So I've got to start by getting the oil out.
I'd imagine they're quite expensive.
They vary a lot. This guy is like £7. You know, it's expensive when you start getting a lot of them. Yes.
You don't put a lot in then?
Tiniest bit. That said, that wasn't enough. Yeah, just to add a little bit of pigment to it.
What's that stick called, Adam?
That is marl stick, they're called. Marl is, I think it's Dutch for art, so it's just art stick.
Mild?
Marl, M-A-H-L, marl stick, yeah. It makes you feel very professional. Like the traditional, you know, the old school. But it's, yeah, it's basically so you can steady your hand as you work, but also in such a way that you're not leaning on the paint you've already done, that keeps your hand away from the work. Other people sometimes you can just use your hand like that, or if you're doing small work, close work, you can just use your finger. But, like I say, it's good. Alright.
I won't speak to Adam while he's painting. I'm terrified that I'll put him off. And that would shorten the video somewhat. While he's doing this, he's also got to contend with the boat moving and all the other distractions on the towpath. I'll leave all Adam's details of how you can get in touch with him in the video description. He's not only good at his job, you couldn't wish to meet a nicer gentleman. And I don't say that lightly. Now he's marking out the shadowing, which makes the letters stand out. The owner of the Narrowboat, Luke, didn't want anything too elaborate, he just wanted a simple name. And this is what they came up with. This is not the finished article. I'll show you the other side of the boat, what he's painted, later in the video. But this will give you an idea. This is the time lapse of the work that Adam's just done. Adam, was you self-taught?
Yeah, kind of, but I've done some online courses. So there used to be, until a few years ago, there's a City and Guilds, there used to be quite a lot of signwriting courses back in the day. They've all wound up now, so yeah, I've been doing well, a proper online course which is a year long, but then you can pick and choose details, like I did a week in circus style signwriting, and another week in brushwork, another week in drawing out the letters, and you can pick and choose from some people that run the workshops, and then yeah, I just watch YouTube and practice and chat to other.
Was you a natural at it, or?
I wouldn't say I was a natural. I find it really difficult at the beginning. It's one of those things you just got to push, and then you reach a point where you find I'm getting it. It's not so stressful. But I was a painter and decorator for a long time, so that really gave me a bit of a head start.
You've got like an artistic background as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Painter and decorator and an artist I was. So I sort of wanted a way to take my painting decorating skills and do something more creative. So this was ideal, especially as I live on a boat.
And where are you based, Adam?
On the River Lee, so between Limehouse on the Thames, that's the furthest south I go, and all the way up to Hartford. So it's about a 25-mile stretch, and throughout the year I just go up and down, and sometimes go where the work is. And I've got a workshop in Hackney, which is right on the canal. So
and where would you consider going for work?
For signwriting work, anywhere on the Lee, for sure, on the River Lee. The River Stort, all of the River Storts. Anywhere in London, you've got the Regent's Canal goes all the way through London, out the other side, anywhere along the Regents. I grew up near Cambridge and my mum still lives there. So I'm sort of always looking for excuses to go up there. So there's a bit of canal in Cambridge and Ely, places like that. So, I have places I could stay in. I'd actually quite like to go and check out those other bits of the canal where I never take the boat. So, yeah, quite a broad range, I think.
Well, thanks for your time, Adam. I won't hold you up anymore.
No problem. I'll get on with the second coat.
Here's some examples of some of the more modern fonts that Adam's painted. But I'm sure if you can explain to him what you want, he'll be able to do it. We're going to look at the other side of the boat now, which I think in nautical terms is the starboard side, but I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Adam's painting a white border. It must be very satisfying when you take off the masking tape. I hope that I've given you some idea of the amount of work that goes into painting just them 4 letters. I'm coming towards the end of my day with Adam. He's not finished today. He's going to come back and add some more bits, like the boat number. But he's got commitments somewhere else for a few days, so I won't be able to film that. I really appreciate Adam having the patience with me, filming him while he's trying to work. And I'd like to thank my neighbour Luke, who owns the boat, for letting me film it. I'll leave Adam's contact details in the video description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.